guys, welcome back to MTL Canadiens TV. My name is Jared Horner, and I'm here today to talk about last night's game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. Shots on goal, Montreal had 32 to Washington 16. Overall penalties, Montreal had 5, while Washington had 7. Time on ice leaders for forwards, Eric Cole, 21-12, and time on ice leaders for defensemen, PK Subban with 23-44. Now, I just want to start off this video by talking about how much I love the Washington Capitals throwback jerseys. Personally, I think it's better than the ones they have now. It's better than those god-awful black and orange and light blue ones they had several years ago. They should just go back to wearing those. So Neuv gets his first start in 11 games. Does not look rusty at all. Did he look rusty to you last night? I didn't think so. Seemed to have almost no problem shutting out Montreal last night, which is something that's happened in Montreal 5 times this season, 2 times in the last 5 games. And yet another loss for Carey Price, who still thinks that Montreal has a chance of making the playoffs this year. It's very... I don't think so. I'm still saying that they have I shouldn't say a good chance. They have a chance. Very slim. Most likely not going to make it. I still hold on to the faith. But the windows of opportunity are quickly closing with every loss piled up. Caps goals last night scored by Matthew Perreault, his 4th of the year. Marcus Johansson, his 10th. And the grade 8 Alex Ovechkin scoring just his 19th. Special teams coming up short last night on both sides. Darsh's double minor led to Ovechkin's goal, and Habs went over 5 on the power play, including 6 straight minutes of power play time due to Erskine's elbow and high-sticking double minor. Now, the third period was a chance for Montreal to do something, anything in this game. Like I said, 6 minutes of power play time, 17 shots on Neuv. 17 shots in the third period by Montreal is probably the highest they've had all year in that period. Probably in any period. And they still couldn't put one past them. Haters on the Cammy trade are going to say, well, if he was here, he would have scored one. I don't think so. With the loss last night, Montreal is now 10 points behind 8th place, and with Pittsburgh next on the schedule. Now, the only saving grace to Habs fans, for most of Habs fans this year, is the fact that the Leafs are also currently on the outside looking in. Now, for those of you watching who may not be Canadian, it's kind of common sense, but just in case you don't know, if you are Canadian and your favorite team is a Canadian team, if they're not in the playoffs or if they're knocked out of the playoffs, they tend to go for the next Canadian team or whichever Canadian teams are left. But that's not including Montreal or Toronto. If Montreal is out and Toronto is still left, Montreal would rather have any team, besides Boston, win the cup other than Toronto. Even without bringing the cup back to Canada, as long as it's not Toronto, Montreal's still happy. Call it funny, call it sad, call it what you will. That's what the rivalry does. I'm pretty sure it goes the other way with Toronto too. I'm also curious about teams in the California area. Apparently there's like the big rivalry about how Sharks fans hate LA fans and vice versa, and maybe even, I'm guessing, Anaheim too. I'm curious to know that if, say, the Sharks are put out, certain someone can answer this, and then LA is the only team from that area left, would you cheer for them? And I ask that only if the other teams you usually cheer for are out as well. I'm also thinking about doing kind of a fire sale kind of video, just because as the days and losses just go by, obviously Montreal is going to be a seller at the trade deadline. I'm interested to know who you would deal if you had the opportunity and to get what in return. So if you want to help me out by leaving a comment on that subject, that'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways guys, the blog for this one is down in the description box below if you want to check that out. Also check out the other posts since the last video. Quite a few have gone up. Also we're going to be I got a lot of stuff coming up on that site about upcoming, obviously, trade rumors is always stuff that's going to be covered. Also with, 30-some-odd days to the trade deadline, there's going to be a lot of stuff posting about that, I'm sure. So, check that out as well. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. Montreal plays the Pittsburgh Penguins next. That's all you can do for that one, alright? Anyways, guys, my name is Jared from MTLCanadiensTV. Game on.